50 sci-fi monster movies have a bit of a reputation to them, don't they? Over-the-top acting, cheesy special effects, cheap gimmicks. I love all of that, but I can understand that not everybody does, and so some people might look at the first Godzilla movie, released all the way back in 1954, in black and white, with no CGI, and think that it's just a dumb monster movie with no real weight or substance to it. To that, some people would counter by bringing up just how significant Godzilla 54 is. Look at what this movie spawned. The literal longest running movie franchise ever, with two different ongoing series, one in Japan and one in America. I don't even know how many reboots, video games, comics, manga, toys, music, just about every piece of media you can think of has Godzilla's swimming pool-sized footprint in it somewhere. Godzilla 1954 was a landmark in terms of disaster movies, monster movies, kaiju movies, and Japanese cinema in general. And unlike some other movies that get called important or significant, Godzilla is actually a pretty good watch in its own right. The plot has been told so many times that I don't even know if it bears repeating, but here goes anyway. Fish start showing up dead in the water in Japan, so the government dispatches a scientist named Yamane to investigate. What he discovers is that the fish were killed due to radiation being emitted from a gigantic sea monster named Godzilla, or Gojira in the original Japanese. The scientist is convinced that Goji should be kept alive and studied, but it's kinda hard to justify that point of view when there's a skyscraper-sized dinosaur stomping around the country. On that point, the movie is quite effective at showing the harrowing devastation brought about by Godzilla, with scenes of survivors licking their wounds and attempting to make sense of the horror they just witnessed. Which leads me to a kinda touchy subject. You see, it's hard, if not impossible, to discuss this movie without bringing up the situation in Japan at the time. In the decade right before the release of Godzilla, the country was getting hit with not one, but two atomic bombs. The attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki must have felt, from the perspective of your average Japanese citizen, like destruction on a scale not yet thought possible. Now, before anybody goes to write up a comment, I would just like to make it clear, I'm not here to dunk on America or whatever, and neither is the movie actually. The point the original Godzilla makes isn't something as crude and simplistic as, "Oh, those Iboru Americajin and their Iboru bombs, I just hate them." No, especially since it doesn't portray the Japanese government as these just goody two-shoes saints who do nothing wrong. No. This is a movie about careless scientific curiosity and hunger for power going too far and leading to the creation of uncontrollable forces of annihilation. Godzilla himself is a surviving dinosaur who got mutated by tests with hydrogen bomb. Yamane, the scientist, holds steadfast in his belief that Goji should be kept alive and studied, even pushing away his daughter's fiancé, Ogata, when he has the gall to suggest that, maybe just killing the giant monster would be better. Finally, Serizawa, the scientist who manages to quote-unquote kill off Godzilla, only does it thanks to the oxygen destroyer, a weapon so terrible that Serizawa literally prefers going to the grave than allowing its secrets to fall into the wrong hands. Godzilla, the monster I mean, is often described as a symbol of the devastation caused by nuclear weapons, but I think it's more accurate to say that Goji represents karma, for lack of a better term. Humanity's past mistakes given form and coming back for revenge, especially when it comes to the environment. Unfortunately, environmentalism is kind of an unpopular topic these days. I can see why, of course. You have dumb celebrities saying you're the devil if you don't ride a bike everywhere, all from the comforts of their private jets, of course. You also have people who screech and throw soup at priceless works of art to make some sort of statement. All I'm saying is there's a lot of stupid people who co-opt the cause of environmentalism because they want a virtue signal and grandstand about how awesome they are and how evil you are if you don't agree with every insane idea they propose. Godzilla ain't like that. Godzilla is from that classic era where environmentalism didn't mean communism, it meant normal, common sense stuff. try to keep pollution down, be careful with the creation and development of WMDs, etc. The kind of stuff only Captain Planet villains would have a problem with and that most people can get behind. In any case, I don't want this video to just be an analysis of the movie's messages, because Godzilla is, once again, just a plain good movie in its own right, even if you don't care about what it has to say at all. The story helped popularize the disaster movie formula, where it doesn't truly have a definitive protagonist, aside from Cody himself, of course. You're seeing this ensemble cast of characters coming together and attempting to, at first, find out what's going on, and eventually just try to survive and take down Godzilla for good. There's Yamane, his daughter Emiko, Serizawa, Ogata. All of these people contribute to the story in some form or another. Yamane takes the lead at the beginning, then it kind of transitions to Ogata and Emiko, and then at the end it becomes more about Serizawa. It's a cool structure that allows us to see many different perspectives of what's going on. Truly makes it seem like a larger-than-life event that affects all kinds of people across Japan. And yes, it is very much the same structure that Roland Emmerich would come to use in several of his movies, which is fitting because the guy would eventually make a Godzilla movie of his own. I'm not talking about that one today, though. But yeah, Godzilla 54 is a great monster movie, a great horror movie, a great sci-fi movie, and just a great movie in general. I frankly can't even respect many of the criticisms people make of this movie, like, ugh, it's in black and white, or ugh, the effects look bad. It's like, man, shut up. Godzilla is awesome, both the movie and the character. Just listen to the awesome theme song. No, it's not the best Godzilla movie ever, and I wouldn't even call it my favorite of the Showa era, but it's a damn good sci-fi horror disaster movie. In case it wasn't clear by this channel's name, I'm a huge fan of this franchise, which is why I wanted to review the first movie as a way to celebrate my channel hitting 50 subscribers. Thanks to everybody who subscribed, and I hope you guys can continue to enjoy my videos. Every time this channel hits some sort of milestone in terms of subscribers, I'll review one of the Godzilla movies. So if you want to hear my thoughts on the sequel, Godzilla Raids Again, well, you better hope this channel hits 100 subscribers soon. Okay, see you guys next time, and again, thanks for subscribing.